What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Redline Racing Garage. You ready for this? A lot has changed. What's up, guys? Welcome to Redline Racing Garage. So today we're going to be doing some work on the Integra. I have everything laid out here. So what we're going to be doing is I have a lot of stuff from Chemical Guys. We got the polisher, the buffer, all the clay stuff, and basically we're going to be treating the whole paint on the Integra, basically the whole clear coat. So before we get started, let me show you guys what we're working with. And we're gonna do a before and after, so stay tuned and check this out. So this is my drag car right here. This is a Integra, and this thing hasn't really been taken care of and washed properly after every track day. So I got this thing last year. I did take it to the track once. I tried to scrub this thing before the track day, but it was a disaster. And then once we basically finished up the racing season last year, I did go and store this in my shop, and I haven't touched it at all. Recently, a couple days ago, I did bring it over and I decided to give this thing a proper wash. Now, what happened was I basically had to go and kind of scuff, if you can say, maybe a little bit of wet sanding as well. I don't want to say it was wet sanding. I did just go and kind of clean it as best as I could. So all the tire debris from doing burnouts and all of that. So basically it's all along here. That's like the worst part. When you're doing a burnout, it kind of goes from here and splashes all over here. And like I said, it's been sitting for a very, very long time. So I did go give this thing a proper wash. But when I finished and this thing dried, I had a whole bunch of these. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera, but I will show you right here. There are a ton of clear coat scuffs. You guys can see that with the light there. Yeah, you can see it. Oh, there it is right there. All here. Maybe you guys can see that here too. You see all of those scuffs there, and it's basically all over the car. That's what it took to actually clean this car up, because it was that bad. Even a little bit of the wing has it, but the back, not really. Mostly the sides of the car and the hood as well, because of the hood exit. So with all the exhaust fumes and everything spitting out of the exhaust, it was all over. So what we're gonna be getting into today is we have the entire Chemical Guys kit, the scratch and swirl remover polish kit. It comes with the buffer, obviously, and everything, pads and everything you need. But most importantly, it does come with the VSS, which is a scratch and swirl remover. So I did go and do some research also on YouTube and watched a couple videos exactly if I'm able to clean all the damages that I did to the car. So it looks like I can. So I did go and purchase the kit here. And so everything that we have here, we're going to be using in today's video. And then also to remember is you have lots of different pads, and there are basically all labeled. So if you're trying to do like a two-stage, then you would go with a heavy polishing pad first, and then you'll finish off with something like a maybe medium heavy. I would go more with a finishing pad with like wax sealant or like a polishing pad. So these are more on the finished side. But if you're doing your first kind of cut, then you want to go with more of a aggressive pad, something like maybe the green one or even the medium heavy, which is the orange one. So what I'm going to be doing is going with the orange one first as the first stage, as the cutting. And then once I'm applying the wax, probably the butter wax, then I will be using more of a softer sponge. So something like the polishing pad would work great. So let's get right into it. So what I have is just my quick detailer. So I'm just gonna go with the quick detailer, just spray it around, give it just a wipe down, let it dry for about 5 minutes. Alright, so you apply it, put it on the lowest setting just to spread it out. You're basically just spreading it out. Once you spread it out, bring it to about 2,500 RPM. Light pressure. Don't push so hard. So as I was going basically all around the car, I have the roof left, couple areas here, but this is a really good angle just to show you guys. So you can see the line right there is where I stopped applying the VSS. And then, so this is the VSS one. And then this is the one that was before. You can see all those scratches just eliminated. And all the shine and everything just brought back. The clear coat basically just came alive. So it's actually working. It's looking really, really good. Now the thing is that you have to be really, really patient. And if there's an area where it still needs, like on the hood, there's still a couple little areas where it still needs a little more. So what I did was I basically took the orange one. That's what I started with. But then it was still kind of a little bit off. So I wanted to go a little bit more aggressive. So right now I'm working with the yellow pad. The yellow pad is basically the heavy medium. So that one is cutting into it a little bit better. So what I'm planning to do is finish off what I have on this side with the yellow pad. So I have half of the door left, and then fender, mirror, mirror, roof. So that's what I'm gonna work on. And then I'm gonna let this stuff cure overnight. And then tomorrow, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit it with the finishing pad, probably the white one. Maybe a little bit more aggressive, but I might hit it with the white one, and then we should be good. But you can see there are still minor scratches here and there, is because I'm using the more aggressive one. And then once I get the finish pad, it should eliminate most of the little scratches that are still visible. But for the most part, it's looking pretty good. Look at that. Really good. So let me just continue, and then I'll show you guys the finished product, the first layer. And then tomorrow we're going to continue with the finished layer, and then this thing is going to shine. But look at that, already starting to shine, and all those ugly scratches and scuffs are basically gone. All right, guys, so today's the next day. We're going to be doing the second stage of the VSS on the Integra. We're going to be using the white finish pad on it, and let's see how this thing's going to look with the second stage. So stay tuned. All right, guys, that'll pretty much do it. We did the second stage on the VSS. It's looking so much better. There are still a couple areas that I need to address. So basically you have to keep working it in. Take your time, apply a lot more pressure. The second time around with the second stage, it does look a lot better, but there are still some areas where it needs a lot more attention, but I'm super happy with how it looks. I'm glad that I'm able to remove all of these scuffs and scratches from the car. It's looking really, really sharp. So that'll pretty much do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, leave it down in the comments, and I will also leave links in the description to all of the products that were being used